Welcome back. All right, so the second of four recaps tonight. We're going to talk about the Florida Panthers and the Boston Bruins. So a lot of pressure on Boston. I'm going to say straight out, I don't think Boston played a great game. I don't. I think that they kind of got away with one tonight. So we'll go through this. It's Lyon versus Ullmark. No Bergeron tonight, so they kind of got away with one there too, because without Bergeron, you could see the difference, but they get the result that matters, right? So Foligno also returned to the lineup for Boston. I thought he had a solid game. Orlov fires one wide, early edge to Boston. The fans call one, the ref doesn't. Every game tonight featured ref you suck chants. Every game tonight featured some form of controversy. It was entertaining to me watching all of this. I had a game on the TV and a game on the computer, so I was able to see everything tonight. That's rare, and during the regular season I can't. Bruins, they do draw a power play shortly thereafter, and that was something I noticed tonight too. Referees would call penalties, and it felt like they were kind of makeup. Anyways, so early clear by the Panthers, near miss then for Lindholm. Eric Stahl clears one. There's a shorthanded play by Barkov that kills some more time. The Bruins couldn't get set up during that power play. Orlov's denied late in it. It was killed off. Then Zacha fires one wide after it's done. The Bruins go back to the power play. The Panthers, good early in the penalty kill, but on a good cycle, Boston would score. Buried by Pastrnak, Bertuzzi and Krejci with the assists at 5:58. Great pass by Bertuzzi. That was a feature of his games late in the season. That has continued into the playoffs. Teams exchange turnovers. Frederick loses the handle on a rush chance. Panthers press at 7.5 minutes. Ekblad has a shot that's saved. The Bruins couldn't clear. McAvoy shot blocks. Luostarinen has a shot that's held, which allows the Bruins to make a change, which they needed at that point. Coyle fires one high in a rush. Forbort has a net feed that's blocked. Clifton with a hit on Cousins that draws a lot of cheers from the crowd. Shots are 9-4 Panthers with 9 minutes left. The Panthers press with 8.5 left. Barkov fires one wide. Krejci has a net feed that's picked off by Florida. Bertuzzi was robbed on a 2-on-1, and then Frederick's denied on a 2-on-1 shortly thereafter. So one thing Florida does have to work on going into Game 2, they cannot allow those odd man rushes. They got away with it tonight is the weird part, but they cannot allow that again because at some point those are going to start going in. So that takes place. Then Forsling has a screenshot that's held. The Panthers with some momentum. Ekblad has a chance that's held. 1:20 left. The Panthers go to a power play. Barkov has a shot held. Things get kind of pushy at the horn. We're going to the second period with Boston up 1-0. There's a shorthanded no-sec to Coyle. Chance that's blocked. The Bruins finish the kill, though. Lyon then holds on to a McAvoy shot. The Panthers press. Lomberg fires one high. Things get pushy on a hold by Ullmark. And then at 3:41, Marchand gets a goal to make it 2-0 from McAvoy and Orlov. And it trickles in off Lyon's glove. And it's a shame because after those highlight reel saves in the first period on those 2-on-1s, that goal, that's one you definitely want to see a save on. So that's the issue, is that Lyon had a great game, but that highlight's probably going to be shown a lot of places, right? Like, oh, look at this, the guy's not very good, which would defeat all those other big saves, right? So, Panthers look to respond. We get chance for Lyon. They're mocking the goaltender. And all I could think was, you're only up 2-0. And then the We Want the Cup chant started. Now, the feed I'm watching is Sportsnet. John Shorthouse and John Garrett. And Garrett said, it is game 1 of the playoffs. And they're a period and a half into game 1. And they're already doing a We Want the Cup chant. And I was like, yep, I kind of felt vindicated by that because I said that a couple weeks ago, that Bruins fans have been chanting, we want the cup. I get it. I want the cup too, but it's early and the other team can hear you. So Montour defends a DeBrusque chance, and then Tkachuk scores at 6:34. It's top shelf on an Orlov turnover, and it was right after those we want the cup chants. Those chants will fire up the other team. That's how that works. Panthers then press for the tie. Hall fires one high on a turnover chance. Bruins press at 8.5 minutes. Lomberg has a net drive chance that's held, and then there's some pushing. Verhaeghe has a net feed that's picked off. Panthers press at 9.5 minutes. They have some momentum. Clifton, big hits by Clifton at this point in the game. And the important thing is not just that Clifton's throwing hits, he's not putting himself out of position when he throws hits. I hate it when people are like, oh, did you see that great hit? And all I think to myself is, yeah, and then he took himself out of position So then they got a really good chance after because he was going out of his way to throw that hit. Fredericks then denied, another 2-on-1 chance. 9 minutes between shots for the Bruins. That was their first shot in more than 9 minutes. Mark Stahl has a shot deflect wide. Lindholm had a net feed that's held. The shots are 6-4 Panthers with 5.5 minutes left. Eric Stahl has a net feed picked off. And then on a mad scramble at the net, in off the top of Lions' pad, DeBrusk from Bertuzzi and Zacha at 17:32. It was sitting on top of Lions' pad, and DeBrusk just puts it in. And he did it without hitting the pad. He did it without goalie interference. That was well played. And again, it's too bad for Lyon, right? It's one of those fluke things. Like, he knows the puck's somewhere near him. It's on his pad. Krejci fires fans on one as the Bruins then press for another. The Panthers would press in the final minute. It was 3-1 after 2. But it's Florida, and we know they have explosive offense. So going into the third period, Boston very good at protecting leads. They just had to be that team, and they mostly were. Verhaeghe has a net drive that's held early in the third. The Panthers pressed 2 minutes in. And I thought the Bruins were having a little bit too much of an issue with turnovers tonight. And I wanted to put this in the third period because I noticed some puck issues and some pinching. Orlov a couple times there pinched when maybe he shouldn't have. But at any rate, again, once you get away with it, it's kind of like, it's fine. It's fine. So, Marchand has a rush chance that's held. Things get pushy on a hold by Ullmark. There wasn't a lot of that in this game, though. Ekblad flattens Hathaway. An early whistle bailed out Lyon. He didn't have the puck. The referee thought he did. We then get a power play for the Panthers. Early clear by the Bruins. The Bruins clear again. There's some hitting. There's some blocking going on. It's killed off, and that kill seemed to give the Bruins some momentum. Hall has a rush chance that's defended. Coyle fires one high on a rush. The shots are 8-6 for Boston with 8.5 minutes left. Spoiler alert, they only allowed 2 shots the rest of the way. Panthers press. They're kept to the outside. Orlov has a net drive. That's blocked. Then there's a near miss for Pastrnak. The Panthers clear it out. Panthers press with 4.5 minutes left. A slot shot by Orlov is saved. And then Nosek couldn't bury one. And then Hathaway does. He scores. However, goalie interference, and it was really obvious it was goalie interference. There, you got to call that back. Yes, that was definitely, you can't hit Lyon's glove. So he can't play the puck that way. So that gets taken off, and then the Panthers call a timeout right after. Good call by Paul Maurice because you don't want to be allowing another one. So he probably read him a little bit of the riot act there. Goalie pull with 2:50 left. Lindell has a shot that saved. There were chances for Florida, but not a lot on the net. So your final score is 3-1 for Boston. They lead the series 1-0. That's 1 down, 15 to go if you're in the We Want the Cup party. 3 stars are Ullmark, Bertuzzi, and DeBrusk. Shots on net were 15-8 Florida in the first, 9-8 Florida in the second, 13-8 Boston in the third. Final shots 32-29 Florida. Power plays Florida 0 for 2, Boston 1 for 2. Hits 44-43 for Florida. The hits are into playoff territory. This is great. Lyon saves 26 out of 29, and Ullmark saves 31 out of 32. Playoff hockey is totally different. The nights of 11 hits to 5, yeah, those are done. We won't be seeing that again during the playoffs. I don't think so anyways. Although the hits do tend to come down a little bit later in these first-round series. There's a lot of intensity in those first games. And in this case, Boston wins. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.